Welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel. Hey coin collectors and history buffs. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Jefferson nickels, but not just any nickels. We're counting down the top 7 most rare and expensive Jefferson nickels in the USA. From scarce mint errors to ultra-rare dates, these coins can fetch jaw-dropping prices. So, if you've got nickels lying around, you might just be sitting on a hidden treasure. Let's jump right in. Coin with a big story, the 1966 Jefferson nickel, famously struck without a mint mark. While millions were produced, only a few command thousands of dollars. Why? What makes this mid-century nickel such a prize in 2025? Settle in, grab your magnifying glass, and join us as we uncover the full story, from its historical background to the rare high-grade specimens now making headlines in the numismatic market. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your change and what makes a 1966 nickel potentially worth thousands of dollars. Let's rewind to the mid-1960s, a turbulent period not just socially and politically, but also within the U.S. Mint. During this time, the United States faced a coin shortage that rippled through the economy. The shortage was partly fueled by rising silver prices and the hoarding of coinage, especially silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars. To combat this crisis, the U.S. Mint implemented drastic changes. One of the most impactful decisions was to eliminate mint marks temporarily from all circulating coinage. This policy began in 1965 and continued through 1967. The goal was to discourage coin collecting, especially collecting based on mint location, in hopes of keeping more coins in circulation. That's why, in 1966, although nickels were being produced in multiple locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and even San Francisco, none of the coins bore a mint mark. So when you come across a 1966 nickel with no mint mark, it doesn't necessarily mean it was made in Philadelphia. It could have been struck in any of the 3 main facilities, although the vast majority were produced in Philadelphia. The design of the Jefferson nickel remained consistent from its introduction in 1938 up until 2003. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by sculptor Felix Schlag. On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, rendered in simple neoclassical style, but 1966 is not just another year in the series. It marked the second year that designer Felix Schlag's initials, FS, appeared beneath Jefferson's bust on the obverse of the coin. These initials were absent from the design for nearly 3 decades and were only added in 1966 after long-standing calls from the numismatic community to credit the artist. The return of Schlag's initials makes 1966 nickels the first to properly credit the designer, an important milestone for collectors who appreciate historical and artistic accuracy. In terms of production, over 156 million Jefferson nickels were minted in 1966. That's a large number, which usually means that most coins from that year are quite common. And indeed, the vast majority of these nickels have no premium over face value, especially if they're worn or damaged from years of circulation. However, what transforms an ordinary 5-cent piece into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars is condition, specifically, whether the coin has survived in mint state, and even more critically, whether it exhibits what collectors call full steps. To understand full steps, you have to take a close look at the reverse of the coin, specifically, Monticello. The staircase on the front of Jefferson's iconic home has 6 steps, and when a coin is struck perfectly, all 6 steps are visible and sharply defined. However, due to worn dies, overuse, or poor striking pressure, most nickels, even in uncirculated condition, do not show all 6 steps clearly. This is especially true of older nickels, including those from the 1960s. That's why coins that do show full steps are significantly rarer and more desirable. Grading services like PCGS and NGC use strict criteria when awarding the full steps designation, and collectors pay a steep premium for it. If your 1966 nickel is heavily worn and has been in circulation for decades, it's likely worth only face value, 5 cents. Even in lower mint state grades like MS-60 to MS-63, the coin is only worth a couple of dollars at best, but jump up to MS-65 or higher, and you start to see some real value. A 1966 nickel in MS-65 condition without full steps might fetch $10 to $30, depending on the market. Now, here's where it gets exciting. A 1966 nickel with full steps in MS-65 or MS-66 condition is incredibly rare. Only a handful are known to exist. These coins have sold for thousands of dollars in auctions, with some topping $10,000 or more. The record price for a 1966 full steps nickel sits comfortably in 5 figures, making it one of the most valuable coins of the entire Jefferson series. The reason for this sky-high value? Rarity. The number of full steps 1966 nickels certified by grading companies is extremely low, and demand from registry set collectors remains strong. There's another angle to the 1966 nickel story, and that's the Special Mint Set, or SMS. These sets were issued in 1965, 1966, and 1967 as a replacement for proof sets, which were suspended during the mint mark moratorium. The coins in these sets were struck with greater care than regular circulation coins but were not quite as polished as true proof coins. Still, many SMS nickels from 1966 have attractive surfaces and sometimes display cameo contrast, where the raised parts of the design appear frosted against a mirror-like field. In terms of value, an SMS nickel in high grade might sell for $5 to $20. But an SMS coin with strong cameo or deep cameo contrast in graded MS-67 or higher can sell for significantly more, often in the $100 to $500 range, depending on eye appeal and rarity. Still, even the most stunning SMS examples don't rival the full-step circulation strikes when it comes to value. The Holy Grail remains a 1966 nickel with full steps, in certified mint condition. First, examine the reverse. Use a 10x magnifier and look closely at the steps of Monticello. Are all 6 steps clearly defined from end to end, with no breaks? If so, you might have a full steps candidate. Second, check the overall condition. Is the coin free of nicks, scratches, and discoloration? Does it still have luster, the shiny surface that original mint state coins have? Third, consider submitting it to a professional grading service. PCGS or NGC can confirm whether your coin qualifies for the full steps designation, and that certification is often necessary to fetch top dollar in the market. Finally, if you have a sealed 1966 special mint set, it might be worth inspecting for high-grade cameo nickels. As of 2025, the coin market remains strong. Interest in Jefferson nickels has been growing, especially as collectors seek to complete high-grade registry sets. That means prices for top-tier examples of the 1966 nickel remain high, and competition for full steps coins is fierce. With rising interest in mid-20th century coins and a limited number of top specimens available, market demand is expected to remain strong, especially for those rare coins that meet the full step standard at high grades. If you come across one of these coins, either in your own collection, in a roll from the bank, or in an old jar of change, you may very well be holding a 5-cent coin worth thousands. So there you have it, the 1966 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel, a coin that most overlook, but few truly understand. A coin that tells a story of economic crisis, artistic recognition, and hidden rarity. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, this coin deserves your attention. We're talking about the 1982 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a piece of American numismatic history that has surprised collectors with its rarity, conditional scarcity, and in some cases, extraordinary market value. If you're holding on to a 1982 P nickel or thinking of adding one to your collection, stay with us as we unpack its history, design features, production details, grading nuances, the full steps phenomenon, and its current market performance in 2025. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, this is a coin that deserves a closer look. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The winning design was submitted by German-American sculptor Felix Schlag, featuring a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia estate, Monticello, on the reverse. It was a dramatic departure from the bold, rugged design of the Buffalo nickel, marking a shift toward cleaner lines and classical styling. The Jefferson nickel would remain largely unchanged for decades, becoming a mainstay in American pockets and cash drawers. Over the years, subtle modifications were made, but the core design by Schlag remained a fixture until a major redesign occurred in the early 2000s. By 1982, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for 44 years. And while the coin struck in Philadelphia that year doesn't commemorate a major anniversary or event, it has become significant for another reason: its unique production circumstances and its scarcity in high-grade conditions. The early 1980s were a transitional time for the U.S. Mint. Budget constraints, changing collector habits, and inflationary pressures influenced decisions about how coins were distributed and marketed. One of the most notable changes in 1982 was the temporary suspension of uncirculated mint sets. For the first time in decades, the U.S. Mint did not produce uncirculated sets for collectors. These annual sets, which typically include high-quality coins from each mint, served as the primary source for collectors to obtain well-struck, pristine coins straight from the presses. Without these mint sets in 1982, coins had to be pulled from general circulation, bank rolls, or purchased directly in bulk by dealers or forward-thinking collectors who understood the long-term value of quality examples. This left a large number of 1,982 coins, including the 1982 P. Jefferson nickel, subject to the wear and tear of circulation. As a result, finding high-grade, uncirculated examples today is significantly more difficult, especially those with exceptional strike quality, composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, weight, 5.00 grams, diameter, 21.21 millimeters, edge, plain, obverse design, a left-facing bust of President Thomas Jefferson, accompanied by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," the year 1982, and a small five-pointed star, reverse design, the iconic depiction of Monticello. Jefferson's home, with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. Mint mark, a small capital P located to the right of Monticello on the reverse side, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. 1982 was only the third year the Philadelphia Mint used the P mint mark on the nickel. Prior to 1980, Philadelphia struck coins had no mint mark at all. This makes the P mint mark still a relatively fresh detail in the numismatic world of that time. The steps on the front of Monticello are small, detailed lines located at the bottom of the building on the reverse of the coin. A Jefferson nickel earns the full steps designation when at least 5 of these horizontal steps are fully separated and visible, without significant breaks or weakness in strike. This feature is important because it indicates a high-quality strike and often correlates with better overall condition and luster. But here's the catch: in 1982, coins with full steps were rarely produced, especially at the Philadelphia Mint, due to overused dies, limited quality control, and high-volume production. Most 1982 P nickels came out with mushy or incomplete details, especially on Monticello's steps. Therefore, full steps examples are extremely rare, especially in grades of MS66 and higher. In fact, coins graded MS67 or higher with the full steps designation are among the rarest modern nickels in existence. Small blue diamond circulated examples, good to extremely fine. Most 1982 P nickels found in change are in worn condition. These are typically worth face value, or slightly more to a collector seeking a hole filler. In grades VF or XF, values can reach up to $1.50, especially for clean, undamaged pieces. Small blue diamond mint state, MS60 to MS64. These grades represent uncirculated coins that show minor bag marks or weak strikes. MS60 coins may sell for around $2, while MS64 examples might bring $8 to $12. Small blue diamond mint state MS65 to MS66, no full steps. Here is where we start seeing real interest. MS65 examples often command between $15 and $25. MS66, a harder grade to achieve for this issue, can bring $75 to $150 depending on eye appeal, luster, and toning. Small blue diamond full steps, MS65 FS and above. This is where prices start soaring. MS65 FS examples average between $80 and $125. MS66 FS can trade from $400 to $900 depending on demand. MS66 Plus FS examples have sold at auction for over $5,000. MS67 FS and above are essentially unicorns in the marketplace, and one example in MS67 Plus FS has brought over $12,000. Values are driven not just by grade, but also by registry set competition, strike sharpness, and originality. Colorful toning, for instance, can significantly increase value among top-tier collectors. The answer depends on your goals. For the average collector, adding a nice MS65 or MS66 coin to a set is both affordable and rewarding. However, for investors and registry collectors, the real opportunity lies in high-grade full steps examples. Because of the low population of these coins in gem grades and the lack of mint sets in 1982, these coins offer a unique combination of scarcity and demand, which is rare for modern-era circulating coinage. As of 2025, demand remains strong. Registry sets on competitive platforms continue to drive prices for top-graded specimens higher each year. And with only a small number of coins ever likely to receive grades of MS67 or higher with full steps, the long-term appreciation potential remains high. The 1982 P. Jefferson nickel is a true modern marvel, a coin with humble origins, often dismissed as common, yet capable of commanding thousands of dollars under the right conditions. Its story is one of missed opportunities, unsaved mint sets, production shortcuts, and a hidden tier of conditional rarity that only the most dedicated collectors have uncovered. Whether you're searching rolls, attending auctions, or browsing coin shows, keep an eye out for this unassuming 5-cent piece. You never know, you might just be holding onto a small fortune. The 1984 D. Jefferson nickel. This seemingly ordinary 5-cent coin carries an intriguing story behind its design, production, and collecting value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, by the end of this video, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of this nickel's significance, rarity factors, and what it's truly worth in 2025. If you're passionate about coins and want to learn the secrets behind everyday currency, make sure to stick around, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive like this. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American coinage since its introduction in 1938. It was designed to replace the Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. The obverse of the Jefferson nickel prominently features a profile portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. This design pays homage to Jefferson's enduring legacy and influence on American history. The reverse side of the coin showcases Jefferson's beloved home, Monticello, an architectural marvel located in Virginia. This design has been remarkably consistent through the decades, making the Jefferson nickel a recognizable and cherished piece of American numismatic art. In 1984, the Jefferson nickel continued to be struck at multiple mints across the country, including the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The D mint mark on the 1984 nickel signifies that it was produced at the Denver Mint. This mint mark is a small but important detail, helping collectors differentiate between coins from different production facilities. The 1984 D Jefferson nickel was produced in very large quantities. Over 500 million coins were struck at the Denver Mint that year alone. This high mintage generally means that the 1984 D is relatively common in circulation and is often found by collectors and casual coin finders alike. However, despite the massive numbers produced, not all 1984 D nickels are created equal. The key to understanding the true rarity and potential value lies in the coin's condition and specific varieties. The sheer volume of production means that typical circulated examples are abundant and usually worth only face value. Yet, there are special attributes and conditions that can dramatically increase a coin's desirability and market price point. One of the most important aspects for collectors when it comes to the 1984 D Jefferson nickel is the presence of what is known as the full steps variety on the reverse side of the coin. The Monticello building is depicted with steps leading up to its entrance. In some coins, these steps are sharply defined and fully visible. This is what collectors refer to as full steps. A nickel that displays clear, distinct steps indicates a well-struck coin from a freshly prepared die, which is prized in numismatic circles. Why does this matter? The presence of full steps on a 1984 D nickel can elevate the coin's value because it is less common for circulation strikes. Coins that show full steps have not experienced the wear or die deterioration that typically softens these details over time. Many collectors seek out this feature because it signals a higher quality strike and overall better preservation. Condition is king in coin collecting, and the 1984 D nickel is no exception. The coin grading scale ranges from poor, fair, and good for circulated coins to mint state grades for uncirculated specimens. Mint state, or MS, grades start at MS 60 and go up to MS 70, which is a perfect coin with no imperfections visible under magnification. Most 1984 D nickels found in circulation will fall into the lower grades and are worth only face value or slightly above. However, coins that have been carefully preserved and exhibit minimal wear fall into higher mint state categories. As the grade increases, so does the value. For example, an MS 63 grade 1984 D nickel might be worth a few dollars, while an MS 65 or higher could fetch double digits. The rarest and most valuable coins are those with full steps that are graded MS 67 or better, sometimes commanding prices in the triple digits or even thousands, especially if professionally certified by recognized grading services. Fast forward to 2025, the market for 1984 D Jefferson nickels remains robust for high-quality examples. The vast majority of circulated coins still trade at or near their face value of 5 cents. But for collectors who know what to look for, there are exciting opportunities to find coins with full steps and superior mint state grades that hold genuine investment potential. In 2025, coins graded MS 60 through MS 63 generally sell for anywhere between $2 to $10 depending on demand and the presence of full steps. MS 65 coins can range from $12 to $25, and those with the full steps variety in MS 65 or higher command premiums. At the pinnacle of the market, MS 67 full steps nickels can fetch upwards of $100 or more at auction, while exceptionally preserved examples have been known to realize prices in the thousands. These values reflect the healthy interest in Jefferson nickels, especially for collectors seeking well-preserved examples from popular mint years such as 1984. First, carefully inspect the reverse side of your coin to check for full steps. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the lines on the Monticello steps. Clear, uninterrupted steps indicate a full steps variety and can add significant value. Second, assess the overall condition of the coin. Look for wear on Jefferson's portrait, the word Liberty, the date, and the details on Monticello. Coins with strong luster and minimal contact marks will always command higher prices. Third, consider professional grading. Submitting your coin to a trusted grading company can provide certification that verifies the coin's condition and authenticity. This often increases its desirability in the marketplace and can justify a higher asking price. Fourth, be wary of common errors or dye deterioration effects that might appear on the coin. Some coins may show doubling or distortions that do not increase value. Learning to differentiate between genuine rare varieties and common anomalies will protect your investment. To sum up, while the 1984 Jefferson nickel is common in everyday circulation, the story does not end there. For collectors who take the time to find high-grade specimens with full steps, there lies an opportunity to own a piece of American history that holds real value in today's market. If you've got a 1984 nickel sitting in your collection, take a closer look. You might just have a hidden gem. And if you're interested in learning more about other Jefferson nickels or coin collecting in general, be sure to let me know in the comments below. The 1985 Jefferson nickel and why it could be worth more than just face value. The story of the Jefferson nickel begins in 1938, a year that marked a significant transition in U.S. coinage. This coin was introduced to replace the Buffalo nickel, whose design had endured since 1913. The change was not just a simple swap of images but a reflection of the times and a tribute to one of America's most influential founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The obverse of the Jefferson nickel showcases a left-profile portrait of Jefferson, a design crafted by Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor who won a national competition to design the new coin. Schlag's design was carefully selected for its dignified portrayal and simplicity, embodying Jefferson's legacy in a dignified manner. On the reverse, the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, which serves as an iconic symbol of his life and architectural interests. This design remained largely unchanged for decades, becoming one of the most recognizable images in American numismatics. The 1985 issue minted at the Philadelphia Mint is a part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series. The Philadelphia Mint did not place a mint mark on nickels produced during this period, so the 1985 coin can be identified by the absence of any mint mark on the reverse side. In 1985, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 647 million nickels. This substantial mintage number means that the 1985 nickel is generally considered common in circulated form. However, the key to its intrigue lies beyond mere numbers, in the finer details that make certain coins stand out. Physically, the 1985 Jefferson nickel follows the standard specifications of the series. It is composed of a copper-nickel alloy, with 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it the distinctive silver-gray color. It measures 21.2 mm in diameter and weighs 5 grams. The obverse portrait of Thomas Jefferson remains sharply detailed in high-quality specimens, with the engraver's initials, FS, located at the base of Jefferson's bust. These initials belong to Felix Schlag and are a subtle but important hallmark of authenticity and artistry. Turning the coin over reveals Monticello in impressive architectural detail. The image depicts the front facade with its classic dome and steps leading to the entrance, which collectors pay particular attention to when assessing the coin's condition and value. At first glance, the 1985 P nickel might appear to be an ordinary coin with little numismatic significance. After all, it was minted in the hundreds of millions. However, rarity in coin collecting is not solely a function of mintage figures. It is also about condition, die variations, minting errors, and unique attributes. One of the most sought-after features among Jefferson nickel collectors is the so-called full steps variety. This term refers to the sharpness and completeness of the steps leading up to the entrance of Monticello on the reverse side. In many nickels, these steps can appear worn, weakly struck, or incomplete, especially in coins that have circulated. But a full steps nickel shows all 6 steps distinctly outlined with no breaks or wear. The 1985 P issue has several known full steps examples, but they are far less common than circulated coins. This makes full steps a key factor in determining whether a 1985 P nickel commands a premium among collectors. Additionally, coins that remain in mint state condition with original luster intact and free from damage or heavy contact marks are rare. The sheer volume of circulated 1985 P nickels means that pristine examples are difficult to find, which adds to their desirability. Coin grading is the cornerstone of determining value. The Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, measures a coin's condition from poor to perfect mint state. The value of a 1985 P Jefferson nickel varies dramatically depending on where it falls on this scale. Most 1985 P nickels found in circulation grade between good, G4, and very fine, VF20, and these typically hold only face value, 5 cents. This is because circulation causes wear, obscuring fine details and diminishing eye appeal. Coins graded extremely fine, EF40 to EF45, begin to show more detail, but wear remains evident on Jefferson's cheek and Monticello's steps. These coins might fetch slightly above face value to a collector specifically looking for that year and mint. Uncirculated coins, starting at mint state 60, are where the value begins to increase. These coins have no visible wear, but may still show minor contact marks or lack full luster. As grades improve through MS62, MS63, and beyond, the coins become increasingly attractive to collectors. In the MS64 to MS65 range, the combination of sharp strike, original luster, and absence of defects significantly boosts a nickel's value. Full steps examples graded MS65 or higher are especially prized and can command considerable premiums. At the very top end, coins graded MS66 or better are exceedingly rare for the 1985 P nickel. These are coins that look nearly perfect to the naked eye and often carry a strong eye appeal that excites advanced collectors and investors. In the current market environment of 2025, values for the 1985 P Jefferson nickel reflect both the coin's condition and the rarity of premium examples. Common circulated coins, despite their large population, retain only face value. These are typically found in loose change or bulk coin rolls. Uncirculated examples graded MS60 to MS63 usually sell in the low single digits, often between $2 and $7. This is consistent with modest collector interest in affordable, uncirculated nickels. When the coin grades MS64 or MS65, prices can range from $10 to $25, depending on the quality of the strike and presence of the full steps feature. Coins with full steps that reach MS66 and above can fetch prices over $100, sometimes significantly more if the coin is verified by a respected grading company. Remarkably, exceptional specimens graded MS67 or MS67 Plus have sold at auction. for several $1,000s. These coins are considered investment grade and are sought after by serious collectors who understand their scarcity and aesthetic value. The market for 1985 p nickels has seen increased interest due to the growing appreciation for mid-20th century coinage, as well as the realization that many common coins hide rare details that only expert eyes or professional graders can reveal. First, carefully inspect the coin under strong light and magnification. Look closely at the steps of Monticello on the reverse. Are all 6 steps sharply defined and distinct? If so, you may have a full steps example, which is an excellent start. Next, evaluate the overall condition. Are there noticeable scratches, discolorations, or wear? A coin that is clean, lustrous, and free of heavy marks will always be more valuable. If you are unfamiliar with grading, consider sending the coin to a professional grading service. These companies use experts who can assign an official grade that often increases the coin's market value and provides assurance to potential buyers. Finally, stay informed about market trends by monitoring auctions, coin shows, and dealer listings. Prices can fluctuate based on collector demand and economic factors, so staying educated is crucial. The 1985 p Jefferson nickel is a prime example of how a common coin can contain hidden layers of value and history. While millions were produced and most are worth just their face value, certain coins, especially those with full steps and in high mint state condition, can command impressive prices in today's market. This coin encapsulates both the rich heritage of American coinage and the thrill of discovery that numismatics offers. Whether you are hunting for a full steps variety or simply admiring the design of Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, the 1985 p nickel deserves a place in every serious collector's set. Remember, sometimes the most valuable treasures are found in the most unexpected places, perhaps even in your pocket. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel was minted at the Denver Mint and remains faithful to the classic design established over 6 decades prior. It measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighs approximately 5 grams. The composition of this coin is a sturdy alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it durability and a characteristic silver-gray appearance. Despite being a coin struck in large quantities, the 1999 D nickel captures interest due to several subtle features and its place in the chronology of Jefferson nickels. In terms of production, the 1999 D nickel is far from rare in sheer numbers. The Denver Mint produced over 1 billion of these coins in that year alone, making it one of the most commonly circulated nickels in modern U.S. coinage history. However, rarity in coins is not merely a question of mintage numbers. It's also about survival rates, condition, and notable varieties or errors. While billions were minted, many entered circulation and underwent wear and tear, leaving only a fraction of high-grade, uncirculated specimens today. Collectors and investors often seek out coins that have been preserved in pristine condition, especially those graded highly by professional services. We'll delve into grading later, but it's worth noting here that the 1999 D nickel offers a broad spectrum of collector appeal depending on condition and subtle features. From a general collector's standpoint, the 1999 D nickel is considered common due to its high mintage. You can often find them in change, coin rolls, or at affordable prices at coin shops. However, when we focus on high-grade uncirculated coins, those with little to no wear and excellent strike quality, the picture changes. Coins graded mint state 65 and above start becoming harder to find in significant numbers. These coins show crisp detail, especially on Monticello's steps on the reverse side, and retain full luster. One of the most sought-after characteristics for this coin is the full steps designation, which means the steps on Monticello's reverse are fully struck and sharply defined. This attribute can significantly increase a coin's value because many nickels suffer from weak strikes or die deterioration that softens these details. Grading is a critical factor when determining the value of the 1999 D Jefferson nickel. The scale runs from poor, P1, all the way up to perfect mint state, MS70, with many collectors focusing on the mint state grades MS60 through MS67 for serious investment or collection. In circulated grades, anything below MS60, these nickels are generally valued at face value or slightly more, as where obscures much of the design and detail. They are often used for everyday transactions or as filler coins in collections. Once a 1999 D nickel reaches uncirculated condition, the value begins to rise. MS60 to MS63 nickels are collectible but still plentiful, typically commanding modest premiums above face value. Coins graded MS64 to MS65 become more desirable, and prices can reach several dollars per coin, depending on eye appeal and strike quality. Above MS65, values can climb significantly as these coins are increasingly scarce. Exceptional specimens graded MS66 or MS67 are highly coveted. These coins exhibit razor-sharp detail, full luster, and no signs of handling or contact marks. Such high-grade examples are relatively rare and can command prices from tens to hundreds of dollars, especially if they carry the full steps attribute. In addition to condition and grading, collectors look for unusual varieties and mint errors which can boost value substantially. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel has several known varieties and error types that make certain coins stand out. One of the most notable attributes is the aforementioned full steps variety. When Monticello's steps are sharply and fully struck, the coin receives a premium designation by professional graders and is considered more valuable. Beyond full steps, collectors often hunt for mint errors such as off-center strikes, where the coin's design is misaligned. Double dies, though relatively rare for this year, can add substantial value if verified. Broad strikes, where the coin is struck without a proper collar, resulting in a larger diameter. Clipped planchets, where a portion of the metal blank is missing. Die cracks or breaks, which can appear as raised lines or imperfections on the surface. While such error coins can be highly valuable, it's important to authenticate them carefully, as some errors are more common and less valuable, while others are extremely rare and sought after by collectors. For most collectors and casual hobbyists, the value of a typical circulated 1999 D nickel remains close to its face value of 5 cents. In average condition, these coins are plentiful and not particularly valuable. Uncirculated examples in MS60 through MS63 grades generally sell for $1 to $2 apiece. These coins retain their mint luster and sharp detail but are still common. When you move up to MS64 and MS65, values climb to around $5 to $15 depending on demand and eye appeal. A well-struck, attractive MS65 coin can find a willing buyer at these prices. The real premiums come with coins graded MS66 or higher, especially those with the full steps designation. Such coins can be valued anywhere from $20 to over $100, sometimes even more depending on market conditions. For rare error coins and exceptional specimens, prices vary widely, with some fetching several $100s at auction or private sale. It's worth noting that market demand fluctuates with economic conditions, collector interest, and the release of new information about the coin's varieties or historical significance. The 1999 D nickel, while not one of the most valuable nickels in history, still commands respectable prices for high-grade and rare varieties. Always pay close attention to condition. The difference between a circulated and an uncirculated coin can mean a dramatic difference in value. Look for coins graded by reputable services such as PCGS or NGC to ensure authenticity and accurate grading. Examine the reverse side carefully for full steps. This attribute adds real value and distinguishes your coin from more common examples. Be cautious of claims about double dies or other errors without professional verification, as many supposed errors are actually common die deterioration effects that hold little additional value. Compare prices across auctions, coin dealers, and online marketplaces to get a realistic sense of current market trends. Remember that collecting should also be enjoyable. Don't get caught up chasing speculative value. Focus on coins that appeal to you personally. The 1999 Jefferson nickel holds a special place as a widely circulated yet collectible coin in U.S. numismatics. While common in everyday transactions, its value shines when preserved in high grade or when exhibiting special varieties and errors. For collectors, it represents an accessible entry point into Jefferson nickel collecting, and for investors, an opportunity to acquire coins that may appreciate modestly over time. Especially if you seek out the finest examples. We hope this deep dive has provided you with a thorough understanding of the 1999 nickel's history, rarity, grading, and value in today's market. In this comprehensive guide, we'll explore the rich history behind the 2000 Jefferson nickel, examine its design and composition, assess its rarity and collector appeal, and most importantly, break down its current market value in 2025. We'll also highlight some remarkable error coins from this year's production that have captivated the numismatic community and driven prices to surprising heights. So, if you've ever wondered what makes the 2000 nickel special, or if you just want to know whether the nickel jingling in your pocket might be worth more than 5 cents, stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll have an expert's perspective on the coin's true worth, its place in American coinage history, and how to recognize those rare varieties that can fetch a pretty penny in today's market. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the older Buffalo nickel design. It was created to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. The original design features Jefferson's profile on the obverse, created by sculptor Felix Schlag, and his iconic Monticello home on the reverse. Fast forward to the year 2000, the U.S. Mint produced billions of coins across multiple denominations to celebrate the new millennium, and the Jefferson nickel continued to be a staple of everyday currency. The 2000 nickel, minted in Philadelphia, stands as one of the most common coins from that year, with a production figure exceeding 800 million coins. Unlike some earlier or later nickels, the 2000 did not undergo any major design changes, maintaining the classic Jefferson portrait and Monticello design. It was struck in the standard copper-nickel clad composition, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a solid and durable finish. Despite its seemingly ordinary status, the 2000 nickel plays an important role in coin collecting as a baseline specimen for Jefferson nickel series sets, as well as for those hunting rare mint errors or high-grade specimens from the modern era. The 2000 nickel weighs exactly 5 grams and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. Its thickness is about 1.95 millimeters, which is consistent with other Jefferson nickels produced over the years. On the obverse, you see Thomas Jefferson's left-facing profile, complete with his characteristic hairstyle and formal colonial attire. Around the rim, the inscriptions include, "In God We Trust," to the left, "Liberty," followed by the mint year, 2000, on the right, and a small P mint mark indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse side features a detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, surrounded by the inscriptions, "E pluribus unum," above and "United States of America," and 5 cents below. This design has remained virtually unchanged since its introduction, a testament to its enduring popularity and historical significance. When discussing rarity, it's important to understand that the 2000 nickel is one of the more common coins in the Jefferson nickel series. With over 846 million pieces minted, these coins were mass-produced for everyday transactions and remain widely available today. Circulated examples are abundant and typically hold minimal numismatic value beyond their face value or a modest premium for condition. However, as with any coin, condition is king. High-grade, uncirculated specimens, those with sharp details, no wear, and original luster, can command higher prices among collectors. Mint state examples graded MS-64 or higher can be somewhat scarce, but still achievable for dedicated collectors. Very high-grade examples, such as MS-66 or MS-67, are significantly rarer due to the difficulties in preserving flawless surfaces in such high mintages. In the current 2025 coin market, a standard circulated 2000 p Jefferson nickel generally holds a value between 5 cents and about 25 cents, depending on condition. These coins are often found in pocket change, coin rolls, or bulk coin lots sold by dealers, for collectors looking to add an uncirculated 2000 p nickel to their collections. Prices vary substantially by grade. An MS-63 grade coin might sell for around $1, while MS-64 and MS-65 coins often reach between $3 and $10. Coins graded MS-66 can fetch upwards of $20 to $30, but those in MS-67 condition are much rarer and can command prices between $70 and $90. Or even more if certified by reputable grading services. It's important to note that the market for modern coins can fluctuate based on collector demand, auction results, and economic conditions. Nevertheless, the 2000 p nickel has maintained a steady interest due to its place within the long-running Jefferson series. Among the rarest and most valuable of these is the infamous two-headed nickel error. This extraordinary variety features the coin struck with two obverse dies, resulting in a coin with Jefferson's portrait on both sides. Only one known specimen exists, making it a true numismatic rarity and a prized piece among collectors. Additionally, there are varieties exhibiting double dies, where doubling of lettering or design elements occurs due to die misalignment during minting. Coins with noticeable doubling can be worth a premium compared to their standard counterparts. Other errors include die clashes, where parts of the obverse design appear faintly on the reverse and vice versa, grease or dirt strikes that obscure portions of the design, and off-center strikes that result in incomplete images. In auctions, these error coins have been known to fetch prices from several hundred to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on rarity, condition, and the specific nature of the error. When dealing with coins from the modern era, especially those with potential errors or high grades, professional grading and authentication are critical. Grading companies assign a numeric score to the coin's condition on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating superior preservation and detail. Certification by trusted services provides buyers and sellers with confidence regarding authenticity and condition, which is essential for building and maintaining value. For the 2000 p Jefferson nickel, coins graded MS-65 and above become particularly desirable, while those with errors are often slabbed separately under error or variety designations. For those considering the 2000 p Jefferson nickel as an investment or long-term collectible, it's wise to focus on high-grade, certified coins or those with verified errors. While common circulated nickels won't appreciate significantly, pristine mint state examples and rare error specimens have demonstrated steady appreciation. Building a collection around complete Jefferson nickel sets, including key years like 2000 p in top grades and notable varieties, can be a rewarding pursuit both financially and historically. Collectors should also keep an eye on the market, as coins with exceptional provenance, unique error types, or exceptional eye appeal often outperform standard specimens. To summarize, the 2000 p Jefferson nickel is a quintessential piece of American coinage history, carrying both everyday utility and collectible intrigue. While it may appear as an ordinary 5-cent piece to the casual observer, the nuances of its condition, minting, and error varieties unlock a much deeper story. In 2025, the coin's market value ranges widely, from mere cents for circulated pieces to potentially thousands for rare error examples. Its wide availability makes it accessible for collectors at all levels, but the real treasures lie in the few extraordinary specimens that defy its humble denomination. If you happen to own a 2000p nickel, take a closer look. You might be holding a piece worth far more than its face value. And for collectors looking to add to their portfolio, understanding the importance of grade, rarity, and error types is key to making smart decisions. The 2002 D. Jefferson nickel. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector, an investor, or just someone curious about the hidden value in your pocket change, this video will explore every facet of this 5-cent piece, from its historical background and minting details to its rarity, collectible varieties, and current market value in the year 2025. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American coinage since its introduction in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The 2002 D issue comes from the Denver Mint, one of the United States Mint's primary facilities. The D mint mark found on the coin's reverse under the Monticello building denotes this origin. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin's obverse features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse prominently showcases Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, an iconic image that has been synonymous with the nickel for decades. The composition of the 2002 D. Jefferson nickel remains consistent with its modern predecessors, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a durable, silver-like appearance. It measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighs exactly 5 grams, making it easy to recognize and handle. The year 2002 represents the last few years before the introduction of the Westward Journey series, which began in 2004 and temporarily replaced the classic Monticello reverse with various designs honoring America's expansion westward. The 2002 D. Jefferson nickel is one of the most commonly struck coins in recent history. With over 690 million coins produced at the Denver Mint alone, it is by no means a rare or scarce coin. This high mintage ensures that almost every coin collector and many casual holders will encounter this nickel at some point. Because of this enormous production volume, the coin saw wide circulation across the United States, passing through countless hands, vending machines, cash registers, and coin jars. Its abundance and heavy circulation have kept the coin's market value close to face value for the majority of circulated examples. Like any coin, the value of a 2002 D. Jefferson nickel largely depends on its condition, or grade. The majority of these nickels found in circulation show varying degrees of wear, scratches, nicks, dirt, and loss of fine details. These circulated specimens typically carry little premium over their 5-cent face value. However, uncirculated examples, those coins that show no signs of wear and retain full original luster, command more interest from collectors. In mint state grades, the 2002 D nickel's value can range from about 50 cents to a little over $1, depending on the sharpness of details and surface quality. Professional grading companies assign numerical grades from 60 to 70 for uncirculated coins, with higher grades indicating better preservation. A mint state 65 or better example will start attracting more serious collector attention, with some coins graded MS 66 and above being more desirable. One of the most sought-after characteristics in Jefferson nickels, especially from the 2002 D mint, is the presence of full steps. This refers to the 5 distinct steps beneath the Monticello building on the reverse side of the coin. When these steps are fully defined and sharply struck, it signals a higher quality strike and is a hallmark of a well-struck coin. Not all 2002 D nickels display full steps clearly, some have weak or partially struck steps due to the minting process. Collectors prize coins with full step definition because it represents superior strike quality, making these coins more valuable than their counterparts without this feature. uncirculated 2002D nickels with full steps in high grades such as MS65FS or MS66FS can fetch significantly higher prices than ordinary examples. The FS stands for full steps, and it is an important designation sought after by collectors specializing in Jefferson nickels. Mint errors occur when something goes awry during the production process. Misaligned dies, off-center strikes, planchet flaws, and die breaks can all create unique and highly collectible coins. For instance, off-center strikes, where the design is shifted noticeably away from the coin center, are prized by error collectors and can command prices many times higher than standard examples. Other errors such as die cracks, die caps, double strikes, or rim cut errors can also be found among 2002D nickels. While these errors are not extremely common, they occur enough that collectors often keep an eye out for them. The rarity and condition of the error coin heavily influence their market value. For most casual collectors or everyday people, the coin holds its face value of 5 cents, especially in worn or circulated condition. Uncirculated specimens with no significant defects or wear tend to be worth around $1 to $2, sometimes slightly higher if the coin exhibits exceptional luster or strike quality. The full steps variety in uncirculated grades, especially from MS65 upwards, can sell for anywhere between $15 to several $100s, depending on the grading service and collector demand. Error coins from this year can fetch from $50 up to over $1,000 for the rarest and best preserved examples, particularly if they exhibit dramatic errors such as off-center strikes or doubled images. It is important to note that prices fluctuate based on market trends, collector interest, and coin availability. Auction results, dealer listings, and professional grading services help establish realistic current market values. First, carefully examine the reverse side to see if the steps beneath Monticello are fully visible and sharply defined. This might indicate a full steps variety, which commands a premium. Second, look for any unusual characteristics that may suggest an error: off-center images, doubling, raised blobs of metal, or irregular edges. Third, if you believe your coin is uncirculated or displays special features, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable service. A certified grade often helps in achieving a higher resale value and greater buyer confidence. Lastly, stay informed about the coin market by monitoring auction results, dealer inventories, and coin shows, as these venues provide insight into the current demand and pricing trends. The 2002D Jefferson nickel, while common in everyday circulation, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors due to its design, production volume, and the subtle varieties and errors that can make some examples surprisingly valuable. Whether you're starting a new collection, looking to identify hidden treasures among your coins, or evaluating a potential investment, understanding the nuances of this nickel will empower you to make informed decisions. The 2004 Philadelphia minted Jefferson nickel. While nickels may not usually command the same attention as rare pennies or silver dollars, this particular coin holds a fascinating place in American numismatics. We're going to explore its history, why it's collectible, what makes it rare, how much it's worth, and what the market looks like for this coin in 2025. So buckle up as we embark on this detailed journey into the world of the 2004 P. Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple in American coinage since its debut in 1938. It replaced the Buffalo nickel and introduced a design honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Jefferson, while the reverse traditionally depicted his home, Monticello. However, 2004 was a landmark year for the Jefferson nickel. The United States Mint decided to redesign the reverse side in celebration of the bicentennial of the Louisiana Purchase and the famous Lewis and Clark expedition. This was part of a larger program known as the Westward Journey Nickel Series. The goal was to pay tribute to an important chapter in American history by introducing new and historically meaningful reverse designs that appeared for the first time in 2004. The Philadelphia Mint struck two different reverse designs that year, both carrying the P Mint mark, a first in the history of Jefferson nickels. Unlike previous years, where the Philadelphia Mint nickels did not bear a mint mark, the 2004 issues marked a significant change, making these coins stand out immediately. The first design is known as the piece metal reverse. It features an image inspired by a piece medal given to Native American leaders by President Thomas Jefferson as a symbol of friendship and diplomacy during early U.S. expansion efforts. The reverse depicts two clasped hands, one Native American and one European American, symbolizing peace and cooperation. The second design is called the keelboat reverse. This design portrays the keelboat used by the Lewis and Clark expedition as they navigated westward on the Missouri River. The image captures the spirit of exploration and discovery, a tribute to the expedition's pivotal role in mapping the newly acquired Louisiana Territory. Both of these designs were minted only during 2004, making them unique within the series. From 2005 onwards, the Mint introduced yet another design, the return to Monticello, bringing the nickels reverse back to a more traditional look. The 2004 piece metal nickel was produced in large numbers, with over 361 million coins struck. Similarly, the keelboat reverse was minted in even greater quantities, over 366 million. These enormous mintages mean that these coins are commonly found in circulation and generally are not rare in terms of sheer numbers. However, despite the high mintages, many collectors prize these coins because of their historical significance, design changes, and the mint mark, which had not appeared on Philadelphia nickels before. The presence of the P Mint mark alone can elevate interest in these nickels. As for the coin's physical characteristics, it follows the same specifications as most post-1946 Jefferson nickels. It is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. Its thickness and edge remain consistent with traditional nickels. In general, the 2004 P. Jefferson nickels found in circulation today are worth just a bit above face value, typically between 10 and 30 cents. This reflects their status as common coins from a high mintage year. Most everyday coins show some wear and tear, which keeps their value close to face unless they have exceptional attributes. Collectors and casual holders often overlook these coins because of their abundance, but it is important to recognize that value is not just about rarity. The story behind the coin and its design innovations add a layer of interest for numismatists who appreciate historical context, where the 2004 P. Jefferson nickels truly begin to appreciate in value is in uncirculated, mint state condition. Coins that show no signs of wear and retain their original luster can command premiums over face value. Uncirculated examples, graded from MS60 to MS65, can typically sell for between 30 cents to 90 cents each in the current market. While this might not seem like a significant jump, it is notable for coins that are still widely available. Many collectors actively seek out higher-grade specimens to complete their Westward Journey series or Jefferson nickel collections. The market's willingness to pay more for pristine examples underlines the importance of preservation and professional grading. Coins certified by reputable third-party grading services generally fetch higher prices and are easier to sell to serious collectors. The 2004 P. Jefferson nickels have been known to achieve impressive prices when they appear in exceptionally high grades. Coins graded MS67 or MS68, near perfect condition, are scarce, as it takes a combination of careful handling, quality striking, and luck to survive over 2 decades in such condition. Auction records for these high-grade piece metal nickels have soared into the thousands of dollars. There have been documented sales of MS68 piece metal nickels exceeding $4,000 at auction. underscoring the premium collectors are willing to pay for the rarest specimens. The keelboat reverse, while equally historic, tends to fetch slightly less at auction but still commands respectable sums when graded at the highest levels. This discrepancy is often due to collector preferences, as the piece metal design resonates with more people due to its symbolic meaning. Another aspect that greatly influences the 2004 P. Jefferson nickel's value is the presence of minting errors and varieties. While most coins are struck perfectly, the minting process occasionally produces anomalies that collectors prize: broad-strike errors, coins struck without proper collar restraint, leading to a broader diameter and a railroad rim appearance. Off-center strikes, where the coin's design is shifted, sometimes by a significant margin, creating a dramatic misalignment. Annealing errors, coins that exhibit unusual coloration or surface texture due to irregular heating of the metal during production. Double dies, where parts of the design appear doubled due to misalignment of the die during striking. Blockage errors, an error where a previously struck coin sticks to the die and impresses a mirrored design onto the next blank planchet. These error coins can command premiums ranging from hundreds to over $1,000, depending on severity, grade, and market demand. For example, a well-preserved broad-strike error with strong details can easily sell for over $1,000 in today's market. Collectors who focus on error coins often search specifically for 2004 P nickels with such anomalies, as the combination of high mintage and these errors can be a lucrative niche, despite their common appearance in everyday transactions. 2004 P Jefferson nickels hold a special place for collectors for several reasons. Historic redesign. It is the first year of the Westward Journey series, marking a major departure from a decades-old design. First Philadelphia mint mark. The P mint mark's appearance on nickels from Philadelphia was unprecedented, adding a collectible variation. Limited reverse designs. Both the piece metal and keelboat reverses were produced only in 2004. Potential for high grades. Finding top-grade specimens is difficult, making them highly desirable. Error varieties. Their propensity to appear with interesting minting mistakes offers another dimension for collectors. Strong collector interest. This series is popular among both modern and thematic coin collectors, boosting demand. All these factors combine to create a coin that, while common in raw numbers, offers plenty of avenues for collectors to explore and profit from. As of 2025, the market for 2004 P Jefferson nickels remains robust within the numismatic community, especially for coins that are well preserved or exhibit interesting error features. If you own a 2004 P nickel, the first step is to determine its condition. Circulated coins have limited value above face, but uncirculated or mint state examples can be worth several times that, especially when professionally graded. If you suspect your coin might have an error or an unusual characteristic, seek expert opinion. Authentication and grading by trusted services can unlock significant value. For collectors looking to invest, acquiring high-grade piece metal and keelboat reverses, especially those graded MS65 and above, is a smart strategy. Keep in mind that prices for MS67 and MS68 coins can be several $1,000s, and error coins may fetch even more. Finally, always store your coins properly to preserve their condition. Avoid handling the surfaces, keep them in protective holders, and control environmental factors such as humidity and temperature. The 2004 P Jefferson nickel may appear to be just a simple 5-cent piece, but its rich historical context, unique design changes, mint mark significance, and the possibility of rare errors elevate it well beyond its face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer intrigued by American coinage, the story and value behind this coin make it a fascinating piece worth exploring. Thank you for joining me on this detailed exploration. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for future numismatic deep dives. Share your thoughts or questions about the 2004 P Jefferson nickel in the comments below. I love hearing from fellow coin enthusiasts. Until next time, keep collecting and keep discovering.